You about to play a song, but you gotta get da, 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 da. All right.
Sweet bad kid stories. That is the most real thing I have ever experienced in my life. I got fired from working at Red Robin for doing that. When do we get the very work off? I don't know. I'd say I can take on 311 years. And he clicks the button and he's just swimming, cussing him the fuck out of it. This is the weirdest theory I've ever heard in my entire life. Well, in a lot of ways, Big Boy has never left. He's time with a file. I agree. He will tell you I'm a bad driver, but there's no evidence for that. I have intuition and I'm deep in this. People fall for absolute monsters on a regular basis.
Hey guys, welcome to the Two Hippies, One Drunk podcast. I am your host this week, Scott Ryan, and with me as always are my two longtime comic buddies, Eric Beatty.
Hello.
Tyler Charles.
Oh,
Hello.
I guess I didn't realize that there was more hellos needed.
Yeah, I threw a couple in there.
Thank you so much for tuning in again. We couldn't be doing this without your help, and every little bit counts. One way you can help is by reviewing us and rating us 5 stars on iTunes. This massively increases our visibility and helps people find us. Another way you can help us is by subscribing to our Two Hippies, One Drunk Facebook page and sharing our short videos and other content that we have made and will continue to make. We actually have a lot of stuff coming up, so stay tuned for that. We release content every day, and it's a great way of interacting with us and helping us grow. All right, and with that, let's kick off the show for this week. So yeah, all right, got a little
Scott's
little
hosting
parade.
Did you get
Did
sweaty reading that? You like furrowed you like wiped your brow.
Yeah, woo! Got through it.
I felt
wiped
like
my brow.
Yeah,
I felt like you did. Yeah.
That's not even like a move that I do.
Did I see it wrong? I think I saw it right.
We'll have to look
Maybe
back.
it was
I'll have to look back.
hair out of my face.
Maybe.
Maybe it gave me flop sweat. I don't know.
We'll have to do like a sports team thing and like go back to the tape.
Yeah, let's check the replay.
Yeah, there it is.
God, it doesn't go to our feet. Now it doesn't. This stupid research is awesome, but sometimes it's weird. Like now it's not going to our Facebook page, but it's going to like mine again. Whatever. I'll try to correct it. Anyway, go ahead. Move on.
All right. So I thought for this week, so I have something I have been preparing that's honestly taking an absurd amount of research for my next episode. So I wanted to keep it a little bit light this week. And I have stories of revenge that I have found on Reddit.
Everybody likes a good revenge story.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if I've ever.
You don't want to have a good revenge story, right?
I mean, if you're the person doing the revenge.
Yeah, I guess if you're getting revenged upon, you don't want to be that person.
You absolutely don't want to be that person.
But like the revenger, that's still like a shitty life to lead, right? Like it takes
No,
time.
I mean, it depends on what you're doing it for. I mean, there's certainly things you could.
No, there's causes. I'll give you that. There's like causes you can get behind that I would be on board with. But like, what if it's just like some petty revenge shit?
Okay. Here's the thing: if you're being revenged upon, that is the worst scenario because it means you were a piece of shit, and then also you lost.
Yeah,
right.
That's the worst of both worlds.
Yeah, I don't. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I was just gonna say, being the revenger. That's context. That really matters with context about whether or not.
Yeah,
that was kind of the question I wanted to ask you guys after each one of these is, was it justified?
Okay.
I will say this, by the way, in general, I don't think, I mean, I'm sure mildly I've caused some revenge. Like maybe like in a very small way, like I was mad about, but I don't think it was revenge. Like I think there has to be a certain level that turns to revenge versus just like, maybe you just were mad at something. So you like, passive aggressively didn't do something, or I don't know, but like I don't know that I've actually like.
No, I feel like a revenge is like obsession. It's where it turns into like I'm a fucking geek.
There needs to be a plan for it to really be a revenge.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
I do believe I've had.
I don't like that person.
Revenge has actually been taken out on me. I know because I know I mentioned before, but one time I've mentioned this a few times, I think. But when our house got TP'd, and I'm very certain it was from cheerleaders. So that was revenge upon me. And I feel like I've had it other times. I feel like, but I don't think
justified.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. I mean, it was definitely, I was an asshole.
You deserved it.
I was an asshole. Yeah.
That happens.
I'm trying to think, but I don't think that I've exacted revenge in what I would determine as revenge. Like I said, just small little things.
I think I have. Technically, weirdly, to a neighbor I saw today.
Yeah.
Today, I was thinking about that.
I absolutely believe you have
wait a minute.
enacted revenge. I just was not sure if you would admit it.
Yeah. No.
I've no doubt you've exacted revenge.
I've exacted some revenge.
I
not full on. Done some things, set things up in a certain way that might like play to my benefit with those assholes. Yes.
I actually have, now that I think about it. I'm not going to get into it because of it's a situation where I'm currently doing something that it wouldn't be great to reveal it. But
you're doing revenge now?
Not right now, but it's happened, and you guys actually know about it. But you don't. But I'm not going to tell you about it now. So I'll tell you later.
Okay.
Because I have exacted revenge on the job, if you will. So
before this podcast,
I actually almost brought that up. Okay.
Yeah, don't bring that up.
Before the podcast, my neighbor's yard caught on fire because somebody like threw a firework outside, and I had to get the hose and like spray it out because it was like turning into a big fire. But I hadn't seen him in years. But it sparked my memory of, yes, he was a little shithead and a bully to two of my friends. And I definitely tricked him into going in a trap zone where I had, like, dug a bunch of holes, filled them with dog shit, and, like, had him run after me. And he twisted his ankle.
What?
Yeah, because he came after me, and I was jumping over all these holes because I knew where they were.
I can confirm. I remember us being like children and hearing this story.
Yeah.
Damn, dude, that's some.
Don't bully.
That's some serious shit.
That's what you get.
Okay.
Holes full of dog shit and prickers.
Okay, so this is one of the first stories, and I pulled these from two separate Reddit subreddits. One is called Petty Revenge. And the other one is Nuclear Revenge.
Nuclear.
I'm way more into petty revenge.
Or is it nuclear?
Nuclear.
Okay.
Nuclear.
Okay.
Nuclear.
This is literally the Homer Simpson joke.
Dude, nuclear.
Yeah.
No, nuclear.
It's pronounced nuclear.
But that's wrong.
Nuclear.
No, it's nuclear.
Nuclear.
Yeah.
Okay. I got it.
I would say this. I'm way more into the petty revenge than nuclear revenge.
I'm way more into the nuclear.
Because I like petty shit.
Whatever. The nuke one.
I like petty shit. I like the idea of people doing things for petty reasons.
Okay, this was in petty revenge. I feel like this is a little bit nuclear, but I guess not compared to some of the other ones I have. But this happened around 20 years ago. Our family owned 2 apartment buildings, 3 units each. We lived in 2 of them, rented out the other 4. There's nothing but these 3 flats lining both sides of the road for about a mile. Not all have parking. On the side streets are houses and very little street parking. We lived in 2 of them, rented out the other 4. There's nothing... Why did he say that twice? On the side streets are houses and very little street parking. We had more land than most of these units, since it was also our home. So we had parking for around 16 cars. Everything was fine for decades. Then cars started appearing in our parking lot that were not our tenants. I blocked one in one day, went outside to see this asshole drove through our bushes and across the yard to get out.
Wait, can you repeat that? Sorry.
He blocked in his neighbor's car, and then the neighbor drove through the bushes to get out.
It wasn't a neighbor.
So,
nice.
Just some random car.
Yeah, right? Not a neighbor. That's actually fundamentally the problem.
By the way, just real quick, I will say this, now that I think about it, I do what I would consider petty revenge for people that park in bad parking spaces, and Tyler literally saw me do this on a trip, but like, I will, if people park in 2 parking spaces and shit like that, I will like do lots of things, including I've written notes before and put them on their window. I've taken shopping carts and put them right up against their freaking door, like to the point where I know that they would have to be a hassle to get out. And
okay,
so,
the shopping cart I get. Writing a note is pathological.
No, my reasoning is because, again, it's something that, like, I know they don't care, but they have to get out and take care of it. Like, they have to, it means they have to do something. Like, and when me and Tyler were getting a $5, well, not $5 pizzas anymore, but we were getting a Little Caesars pizza like right near the end of the trip, there was a dude who did that. And I know his goal was he parked in a way front going in forward, taking up 1.5 spaces. And I know his was this way. I can just go straight out and no one will, be in my way. So I parked my car right up fucking on him. So he had to back out.
I sat in that car while this guy came out and looked at me because Eric went in to go get the pizza. And like the dude just comes out, looks at me, gets in his car and backs out.
I would say put anything you want in front of his car door, anything like that. Like if anytime one thing I believe about life is anytime you're writing a note, you've already lost.
I do it because I just in my mind I don't even think they're gonna read it. But I think that like they're gonna get in their car and then they're gonna my hope is in my mind is that they don't see it. And then they get in the car and have to get back out. And that alone has now inconvenienced them.
You know what I would respect more is just hawking like a really phlegmy, just fucking loop.
No, see, that doesn't, to me, it's all about inconveniencing them.
And it's inconveniencing.
It's not, because they might not even notice it. They might not care as much. That's not a big deal to me for most people, unless it was a really nice car, I guess.
Yeah.
But so I would say the note to me.
There's always the keying aspect too.
And I wouldn't do that. I would make sure to
key their car.
Keying is like a felony.
Yeah.
No, I would not
go to jail for that. But
no, I wouldn't do that I wouldn't do it. But for me, like I said, it's all about I despise these that park in 2 parking spaces. I really do. So it's all about making it as inconvenient for them as possible. And it's like I said, so that's my hope. My hope is that they get in the car and then go, oh, fuck, what's this?
Okay. So I called a tow company and had them put up signs. No more random cars until New Year's Eve one year. I arrive home and every space is filled. There are even cars on the street blocking in the other cars. I'm beyond pissed. I called the tow company. They can't do anything for a few hours because they are so busy. We're in the Chicago suburbs. It's below 0 out. I have an idea. I dig out the lawn sprinklers and hoses. I run one hose.
Freeze these cars to their spot.
I run one hose inside to the laundry room faucet and turn on the hot water. This way the hose and sprinklers won't ice up, but the cars and ground sure did. 3 sprinklers moved every half hour or so for almost 5 hours. Every car, every square inch of the parking lot, the street by the cars, encased in ice.
The only thing about this is like some people that are complete bystanders have to deal with it. That's the only.
I live here. What the fuck?
Well, and they might not even be inviting these people. Like there could be somebody that's the only thing that stinks about this. Because other than that, the more I'm thinking about it, as long as you're not literally like, there's a line, I guess, and I don't know what the line is, but really. Petty revenge is mostly what most of us humans have to react to things, because really dealing with people face to face is usually very hard. You never know what they're going to be like. It's anxiety ridden for you, even though you're the one who's mad. And you never know what. So like petty little revenge things like this are really the best way for a lot of people to actually like make someone pay for being wronged. I'm not trying to like make revenge sound right, but I get it.
You're very pro-revenge.
I'm not pro-revenge. I think this is insane. That man's insane. He should go to jail for this. If I was living there, I would be fucking pissed. My landlord encased my car in fucking ice.
No, he did he just did the
he did the parking lot.
Parking lot.
Which is where, it's extra cars, but he said 16 cars can fit in this thing. So there are people living there.
That is a good point. Are there tenants here? Because if there isn't, that's incredibly fucked up.
Yeah.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that's why I said this one wasn't this one. The only sucks is that some people that have nothing to do with these extra cars. But the thing is, what you have is probably some tenant who regularly keeps having fucking parties, and he has like 10 people showing up and they're just taking up spaces.
Yeah. But what about the other 3 tenants who are just
I know. It's not a perfect plan. It's not a perfect plan. Most revenge isn't perfect.
I love the idea of like maybe somebody just happens to be driving through there and they crash their car and die, and now like it's like pay it forward but with revenge.
Yeah. So like I said, I would say this one isn't perfect, but on the same hand, dude, parking is a bitch to me. And I've sat there, and he said he put up a sign, dude. He said he's literally said before, like, hey, no more extra parking here. I gotta be honest. I understand it for real.
No, yeah, I like it. That makes perfect sense too, because you're somebody you have real like.
We fucking no, fuck.
No.
Hello, guys. I'm gonna try to remember this. 15 minutes. Fuck. Where's a pen? I'm gonna have to remember this now.
Hey.
Hello.
Minutes.
Yeah.
Oh. I think I can. God, it's a thing where it like kind of.
Can you hear us?
Now I think I can. Hello.
Okay.
Oh no. It's.
What about
now? I can. Now I can.
Okay.
It takes like a minute for some reason. I don't know why.
I was just saying, I see you, Eric, as somebody who has real like respect for a sign.
Well, no, it's not that.
Sign.
It's not right. It's not that. It's that I have such a the thing that will piss me off the most is basic dumb little disrespectful stuff. Not disrespectful, but like. Something like this, something like taking up a bunch of parking spaces and not caring that other people live there. Like you're not talking like at the Walmart even where you're like, I like, oh, I'm parking at the Walmart to walk to the restaurant or something like that.
True.
The only, go ahead.
No, I don't have much more.
I was gonna say the only other thing really relevant about that story that I thought was like kind of insane is he made it a point to spray ice in the locks between the window seals and the glass.
That's a little much, I would say.
Yeah.
See, what I would have done, honestly, what I would have done personally in this situation is I would have just put the water for sure on the window, the driver's side window, and the rear window. But I would have caked it on. Because that's not, I would have caked it on, but and gone out there every little bit and done it. But I wouldn't. The locks is too much. Unless, by the way, I would say this though: if he's a tenant, you guys are like, "Oh, he's just doing this to cars." If he's a tenant, there could be. If he's the owner of the building, there's a good chance he legit knows the cars. I don't know if he's. So he might literally.
That's what I was thinking. If he could distinguish and be like, okay, I'm gonna fuck these cars up, like then okay, I'm on board with this crazy landlord. But if you're messing everybody else's car up, like that's a problem.
So I would have to know more, but
yeah.
Okay, so I destroyed my bully's life and reputation in 2 days. He would harass me and my friends, and he would physically hurt us and intimidate us all of the time, as he was very big in size. He was truly such a shitty human being, but I don't think he deserved what happened to him. And honestly, if I knew the future, I wouldn't have done what I'm about to tell you.
Is this a nuke one?
This is a nuclear one.
I'm a nuke one?
Yes.
I'm gonna start calling them nukes so I don't have to say the rest of it.
Yeah, 2 people and 1 Homer Simpson.
Yep. Just a nuke.
One time, I found out that he assaulted my friend and gave him a massive nose bleeding. First of all, okay, nose bleeding is when your own nose bleeds.
You
can't give somebody a nose bleeding.
Well, yeah, you can.
I think, yeah.
Punch him in the face.
You give him a bloody nose?
I think that's what he's implying. He got his face punched.
Yeah, he's implying he punched him in the face, dude. Yeah. I don't even think he's implying very much. Like,
he beat the shit out of this kid and his face is bleeding.
He got expelled for a week, but we felt like justice wasn't truly served. That's when I've had enough of his bullshit, and I made a plan to take revenge on him. We had a computer session once a week. It was a pretty easy subject, and everyone took it for granted. We would go to our computer class, the teacher would explain some lesson, and she would often let us browse the internet for the rest of the session. I went to the computer classroom during break time, and I installed a keylogger virus that I had created on the computer he usually sits at, hoping that he logs into his social media account so his login credentials would be sent to me. And it worked after 2 tries, so I got his Instagram.
Oh, no.
I waited till it was the weekend so that he can't defend himself at school and tell them that his account was hacked. Then I changed his password and email. Now we had to decide what we wanted to do. Here is what I came up with.
Oh, God.
I feel like, it's funny. Like, I feel like for real, though, like, he was hacked. I think that you'd be able to say, do this. We'll see what he says.
Well, okay, because I post a picture of a young teen on his Instagram and type on the post an argument on how the age of consent should be lower than it currently is.
Dude, this guy, for one, this dude saying, like, if I'd gone into the history or into the future and known what would happen, that's ridiculous, dude. This is very... You're
going to prison.
If they assume it's him, there's no way this is just kind of, okay, dude, no more Instagram for you.
Yeah,
so in his thought, people are going to think it's him. And how would you think this would go?
It should be very obvious.
Yeah, you're going to jail. He's going to jail.
The post got a lot of shares and replies hating on him.
Oh, I bet.
I would argue with the replies, making them even better.
This guy's worse, dude. They're both. Well, he's not worse, but he's equal. This guy is equal to that guy at this point.
I would never do that first one. I could imagine myself as a teenager doing this.
Doing that, my thing is like, okay, put some dick pictures on his wall, whatever, like making fun of him. I understand that. Making him a pedophile is like,
and then like stirring up the pot more.
Yeah,
and then being like defending it.
That's the best part. You gotta like really dig in if you're gonna do it.
Well, just don't use that as a premise because it's a fucked up dark premise. Is what I'm saying.
Then after one day, I posted another picture of a young teen with a bikini and typed on the post, "There must be something wrong with you if you don't think she is hot."
See, this is kind of bullshit to me. I don't even believe that the guy wouldn't be like, "This is not fucking me."
Yeah,
because I would be so strong. I would come out and be like, "No, this is not fucking me posting this."
When have I ever done that before?
My thing is, if his account's hacked, he's probably not even on Instagram, so he probably doesn't even know this is happening.
But I'm saying when anyone came to me, the minute someone comes to me, let's say someone calls an authority and a police ends up at my house, I'd be like, "No, this is not me at all. I'm not doing this. Check my phone. Check my history. Not doing it." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
somebody else
I would be very adamant defending myself.
Like, it is hard to. I do question his story a little bit because he says his friends stopped talking to him, and for once I saw he was getting bullied at school, and even teachers hated him after a while.
So nobody questions this at all. Now they just go out of nowhere. Oh, yep, one weekend.
You know what? The rumors be a thing, man.
Yeah,
like, you say some shit, it can ruin your life.
Rumors are a thing, and like. Pedophilia is one of those things too, and you're like, it wasn't.
No, but these aren't,
like,
dude.
Sure, buddy.
No, but this isn't, dude. This is not people saying like, "Oh, he's always had a creepy feel." Like, this is literally just saying, "Oh yeah, he just came out on Instagram this weekend and says he likes underage girls." like, nice, responsible teachers just jumping on, not even being remotely suspicious.
Fucking terrible teachers.
Maybe
shut up, pedophile.
And how young was this teen? Because if you're like. In high school, you're allowed to think like
young
teen girls are hot. Like, right?
That's another. You're right. Like, that's another thing. Like, you're allowed. But like, dude, nice teachers. Like, you don't pull the kid aside 1 second and just go, "Yo, kids are saying this. Like, what's going on here or something?" They just they just jump on. Like, I mean, I get it. He was a bully, so maybe they didn't really like him either. But you're a teacher. You're supposed to be better than that. Like,
also bullying him.
Yeah. Like,
the wrongs don't make it right.
Himself, it's on the teacher.
Right. It's on the hands down. It's on the teachers and this shit kid, who just ruined his life and made him a pedophile in school. I guess. I mean, high school is a bitch. You get on Instagram and people think you're a pedophile for a day. Like you're.
Well, here's the thing about these. The posts he made to me, I think I'm just so more mad about the fact that there's no way anyone would take this seriously because they're so not even like. So subtle. Like, if he was gonna do this and people might believe it, it should have been like more like I don't know, like you kind of very much more nuanced. Like, he takes a picture kind of like a younger girl and it's something else. Like, the idea of just full on saying like, yeah, this is what I'm into, and then the person is going back and forth with them on there, that nobody would question that would be obnoxious.
If I was in high school and I just heard about this, I'd probably be like, "Oh, that guy's a pedophile."
Well, and you have to understand good gossip too. Like, there is somebody I know.
I'd be like, "That's fucking funny," but he didn't. There's no way. I don't believe that someone just went on there and said that. I don't believe it.
Okay, this is what I would say. There's somebody I know who's like one of my really good friends, who's like an acquaintance to me. And probably 15 years ago at this point, my friend told me that this other guy had like a bottle of pee under his bed because he was playing video games and he didn't want to go down to use the bathroom. And my friend found it. And still, anytime this kid gets brought up, there's this now grown man who's like 30. One of the first things out of my mouth is, "Oh, the kid with the bottles of piss under his bed."
Big fucking deal, by the way.
No, I know, but that's what I'm saying. But that's how gossip. That's the beauty of gossip. That's the beauty of like a good
the funny thing is, the funny thing to me is, honestly, that's even that is low end gossip. Because, like, dude, so what? He's playing a video game and he just as a guy, he admitted he didn't want to get up to go to the bathroom. Like, oh wow. Like, I mean, if he had shit in bottles, that'd be a little different. That's a little harder. But like,
I mean, go to the bathroom. Don't be pissing in bottles. And this person I know had multiple bottles filled.
Okay, well that's a little different, I guess. But
and I love you for saying this, Eric, because this is just a side note. But I took so much shit from Tyler and our other roommate like a year ago because our toilet wasn't working. And I suggested peeing in a bottle because our parking lot was full of people. And they acted like peeing in a bottle and throwing it out in the dumpster. And they acted like I was completely insane.
That's ridiculous.
My other roommate suggested peeing in a houseplant.
I mean, that's also insane. But everyone
the houseplant's ridiculous. The bottle, the houseplant's ridiculous because that's different. But the bottle is you just pee in there and then walk out and dump it out. What's the difference?
I am 100% on board with you, Eric.
That's crazy.
Level of
there is
insanity.
Why? What is the difference between peeing in some water that splashes up, by the way, up into the air and these particles and stuff that just get everywhere?
Might be more sanitary to do it in
one of those things.
I would agree. It's borderline more.
Citizens go to the bathroom because they have them everywhere. They're everywhere.
What if the bathroom's not working?
But this wasn't a situation where he's just doing it for no reason. He's doing it because there's a situation.
Scott had a glint in his eye of like, maybe I can start pissing in bottles.
Well, I mean,
the full thing.
Like,
I hope you're okay.
You think this is me gunning for like doing it all the time? Like, this is my moment.
Well, I mean, like he said, technically it's actually probably more sanitary because the reality is, dude, all your toothbrushes and stuff in that room, all your toothbrushes, if they're out, man, really the reality is that shit gets all over your stuff. It comes up every time it flushes, and it gets into the air, and it gets all on your stuff.
I am glad we didn't have an apartment together where I had to live in this pee bottle-filled cesspool.
I'm not saying you leave the pee bottle in just like that. I'm saying
you do empty it.
You walk outside and you empty it.
Your pee bottle.
And to act like it is equal insanity to our other roommate who suggested peeing in a house plant, which is legit.
The plant is ridiculous.
Both are crazy. Both are crazy.
There is a better scale here. There is a difference.
I will go outside. You can go outside. That's my thing.
The plant is ridiculous because it's not in the ground, really. So it's just going to be
it's in your house, and it's stupid too. It's insane.
It's insane. Just have a jar of piss with a plant in it.
Yeah, whatever. I would definitely. I mean, I've pissed in bottles before, so whatever. But
yeah, of course you have. It's a famous thing. I'm like a fucking. I was stuck in a blizzard one time. I peed in a bottle.
Yeah.
I would have just pulled over and got out and pissed in the blizzard.
Yeah, I'm sure you would. You would get out and piss in the middle of the freeway.
Yeah. That's the thing, though. You would, though. So, like, what are you to say? It's a normal thing people do. Like,
I'm not saying that. No, it isn't. It is not a normal thing people do. Pissing in a bottle is an extreme situation, no matter what. You guys are even bringing up extreme situations. You're not pissing in a bottle because it's a Tuesday.
Yeah, that's fair.
No, but I'm just saying it's not that big of a deal.
I might just to prove a point.
Just become a bottle pisser?
Just become a bottle pisser. Like, this is normal now.
Yeah, it's like a diver. Like, I don't even
You're best friends with a bottle pisser, so factor that in.
Well, I mean, it honestly would probably be pretty good for you. You would make a lot less stops. There's a lot more piss bottles.
Yeah, you should be encouraging this.
Okay, so any more?
Okay, okay. So we'll do one more because this one's kind of long, and I know that we gotta wrap it up before long. So I'll start with some info about the victim of this story, or in better terms, the asshole that got what he deserved in the end. My dad has 3 siblings, all older than him, and all equally shitty human beings. They bullied my dad for years and made his childhood hell after the parents' divorce, due to him being slightly darker in skin tone than them. They were abusive, racist fucks, and the first of them was my older uncle, which he was a
This
big
guy
bully.
doesn't seem biased at all about any of these opinions.
He's just reporting the facts.
Right.
Yeah, because this is not necessarily a fair line. This is a lot to put on a human being. All the bullying and the bad treatment fucked up my dad mentally so much that he became a raging alcoholic.
Okay. Blaming on his siblings. That's fine.
Anyways,
so much so that he became a raging alcoholic.
And made my life a living hell as a result until I moved down 2 years ago and caused me many traumas that I'm still dealing with to this day.
So who does this person hate? Everybody?
Yeah,
I thought that it was like he loved his dad or they loved their dad. Or It's like, nope, he's also a fuck.
No.
Like, I hate him too.
No, it's like this has been a hate spiral for a while.
This person is primed for revenge.
Yes. Anyways, in my country, the most important year in your life is your last high school year. It ends with a nationwide exam that determines if you even can go to university or not. And the success rate in this exam is fairly low. What country is
like Japan or something?
Like,
I think that's Japan or something, right?
Is that a real thing in Japan?
I don't know if it's Japan, but I know
nationwide exam.
I'm not sure if it's Japan. I think it might be though. Like I think, I'm not going to say it's Japan or China or something. I think it's like in that range.
It's got to be a non-white country based on his whole like.
Yeah. No, I think I don't know that it's Japan, but I think it's one of like those. I don't know if is a continent Asia? Is Asia a continent? Right.
Yeah.
I think it's one of those countries in there. You know what I mean? Whether it's where they have like no, for real. I think that they have you're right. Yeah, they have that national thing at the end, and they're just like, you can go to school, you can't, or something. Thank God we don't have that here.
Yeah, no wonder. Like those cultures famously stressed out.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not a good system.
No, they deal with it well as far as their sexual and ambitions as well too.
Yeah, they don't get weird with that whatsoever.
No, not at all. Just tentacles and panty sniffing.
Yeah.
Not to put that on all of Asia.
Of course.
But a lot of it.
Things did not go well for me due to family issues and me having undiagnosed ADHD at the time. That was causing me a lot of academic problems without me knowing the cause.
I hear a lot of excuses here.
Yeah. No, I was thinking the same thing.
For real. Which in turn gave me some sort of depression.
Oh, you're getting a lot of problems.
Yeah, you're really hitting the self-diagnosis pretty hard. I do agree. Lo and behold, my big uncle that I last saw when I was 7 came to visit us 3 days after
Is
the
he
family.
fat or just giant? Why did you say big uncle?
Like my I don't know. Like,
So by the way,
I'm just sorry. Not to
there's not a spot on a family tree like the little uncle and the big uncle.
That's what I was thinking of, like the big uncle.
By the way, the EJU is an examination designed for foreign students who wish to enroll and study at Japanese universities. Wait a minute. Okay, never mind. That's wrong. I thought I got it there. Go ahead.
So it's not Japan. Interesting.
No, it does say. It says, how does Japanese students go to college? To get into a Japanese college. So I guess it's just anybody that wants to get into, maybe anybody, but like you have to pass a rigorous competitive entrance exam, which high school students spend a huge amount of time studying. So
it would work for me because I'm like honestly a good test taker. Like I think I could pull it off. But what a horrible system. That sounds
it would have been bad for me.
Like you're in, you're out, like completely.
Yeah, just I think pass fail, or I don't know. I'd have to look more into it. But the more important thing was I was right.
That is true.
Yeah, if this podcast were an exam, you would have passed.
Right, I'd be in college by now, or university, if you will.
Do we get diplomas with this podcast?
I don't think so.
We can start giving them out.
I already did not like the guy after all the stories that I heard about him, and his visit felt weird, like he had no business being around us at all, and somehow he came uninvited. My mom sat him down and started making the usual small talk, and then she called me saying that he wanted to say hi. I went, and the conversation went as follows. Uncle, oh, look how much you've grown up. It's been a while since I've seen you. You look just like your dad. The apple does not fall far from the tree. After all, even in terms of being a successful person, you're following his footsteps.
As a drunk.
Damn, dude.
So I said, what do you mean by this? And my uncle said, well, I heard you failed your high school. Guess this branch of the family is bound to be the loser side.
Wow, dude.
Shitty uncle.
I do appreciate a good roast.
Yeah.
From your uncle?
Damn, dude.
I guess you better shut your mouth and fuck off. No one wants you here anyway. Fair, right? Uncle, guess your whore mom did not raise you well. What did I expect from hood rats like you?
Oh my god.
Oh, dude. Why is this big uncle in town? What is he doing here? Just shitting on your family?
Just imagine.
You're a whore, mom.
Imagine driving like, oh yeah, I gotta go bully my nephew.
Let me just slide in here real fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of want him to get revenged.
After that, things devolved into a shouting match and he left. After what happened,
what was he there for? I mean,
just to shit on his nephew.
Just rolled in.
I heard he did bad on his exam. Let me get in the old car and drive to his house to give him a roast.
Right.
He deserves it. He's stupid. Oh god.
To be fair, still don't like the kid though either. His whole family's kind of trash.
Yeah. Right. Well, yeah. I mean, if everything he's saying is true, I would say. If everything he's saying is true, I would say there is some. I mean, it'd be hard to break this cycle here. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, if that's true that uncle was saying that stuff, that does more play into what his dad had to deal with.
Just
and
as
like
successful as your good old dad. Fuck you.
Yeah, no, that might give you depression.
Right, I would say so. It's possible.
So I couldn't forget the humiliation, and I decided that one day I will exact some revenge, and I started plotting.
This is an Asian man. I'm just saying, hands down is a Japanese man.
Yeah.
Like,
that level of dedication.
I decided my life will be devoted to fucking over my family.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, like,
honor is very big in the Japanese culture, as we all know.
Yeah.
No,
honor and obsession.
I learned that when Hank Hill went there in the episode from King of the Hill, so that's where I got that from.
What of the real leaders in passive aggression?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I did some digging until I discovered that all his business and assets are on his wife's name, and he basically owns nothing due to him committing tax fraud and ripping off his former business associate out of a lot of money before declaring bankruptcy and transferring the money and everything he owes to his wife to evade taxes. Move forward a few months, and trust me, Reddit, I made this account just to tell the story because what happened later was basically a gift from the gods. I couldn't even hope for a better outcome than this. He came to our house again to speak to my dad because he wanted to make a golden custom ring for his daughter in her 10th birthday because my dad is a jeweler. His dad's a jeweler. He's doing all right.
Yeah. Seems respectable. And by the way, for such a loser, he's going to his dad to have him make a ring.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not making it out of fucking tinfoil and rocks.
Right.
While he is at our house, he called out for me asking for a phone charger because his phone was dying. And at that moment, I almost jumped from glee. It was my chance to get his phone and dig around. Maybe I could find some documents or emails that could be used later in a police case I was assembling against him. I told him I don't have a brick, but I could charge his phone with a cable from my laptop. Him not knowing any better, like the boomer he is, he gave me the phone without batting an eye.
You know, by the way, I'm assuming that this guy's age is a boomer, but the whole, I think it's kind of, people don't really say as much, I feel like, anymore, but that whole boomer thing, like, they just throw it out there until people, like, and like, I'm at the age where I think people would say that, and it's like, dude, people in like their 40s are not boomers. Like,
you know, it's anybody
like,
older than you that you disagree with.
Yeah, I understand that, but it's bullshit because I'm like I'm technically an old millennial, yet I could be called that if I want.
No, if you were born during the baby boom, you're like 90 now.
I know, that's kind of my point. They need to change up on. They need to work on the vernacular a little better.
It's going to be Gen X coming next, right?
Yeah, but that what? Yeah, I know, but that doesn't sound as cool. So
yeah. I don't know, X-tard.
They can't say that.
No.
X.
His phone had a passcode, and asking for it was too suspicious, so my plan was to check his email. I went down the drain, but I still removed his SD card, put it in my laptop, and copied all his files, charged his phone, and gave it back. He eventually left, and boom, locked my room and started to check all the files. I found nothing at all. But
why does he need to mention locked his room? Like in this, and I got a Coca-Cola and I locked my why? Locked my room. Okay,
this kid's pissing in bottles. While he's digging through the computer.
He ain't leaving there for days.
I would say this, by the way, for the most part, overall revenge on this scale is not that it's not worth it, but it's like it's so much work.
It's a whole life change.
Yeah. No, okay, so I found a well-hidden file with a few videos on it, and then I struck gold. A full-blown sex tape of him with another woman, with his face fully available, clear as daylight. And I was literally singing to myself from excitement.
This kid is crazy.
What a nerd. Singing to himself? What song was he singing?
Yeah.
Something Japanese.
Yeah, something creepy.
And by the way, it's not legal. Like, he didn't obtain this. I mean, I don't know the Japanese code, I guess, but I would assume this isn't legally obtained. So, I mean, I don't really. Well, that doesn't matter. You can just give it to the wife.
Spider, maybe.
Yeah, long came.
Oh God, I can see it.
Okay, so real quick, and I know we got to wrap this up pretty soon. So, where would you imagine this goes? Right, he's got the sex tape.
I mean, he posted to like his wife or like.
Yeah.
That's what I would assume too. For a few weeks, I made a Facebook account and made it look like his mistress's account. Made a bunch of other accounts that looked like friends and family commenting and interacting with her. After that, I added his wife and texted her saying that I am her husband's mistress. She did not believe me at first until I gave her too much personal info that I knew about him for her to keep not believing me.
Okay.
And now he sends them the video.
I'm assuming his uncle's wife.
Yeah, which if you're giving personal info, you have studied this sex tape.
Yeah.
Well, no, I mean he could mean just like the fact that he's his uncle. He could know a lot about her.
I guess that's true.
Yeah.
And I don't think it necessarily means about the sex tape. He's not talking about like his balls and shit.
Like describe his dick.
Oh, if you're really my husband's mistress, what's his penis look like? Yeah.
Which I know
people got a shaft and some balls. Yeah. Oh shit.
That's it.
That's the same dick.
I told her that he lied and said they were divorced and promised me marriage. She requested to talk to me on the phone. I made a female friend help out by lending me her voice. She was destroyed, and I sent her the sex tape as proof. After that, she filed for divorce immediately and sued him for infidelity, which lost him custody and visitation rights for his girls.
Oh,
nice.
She took everything from him, even the house and all his money and assets, because they were in her name. Overnight, he became homeless with 0 pennies to his name.
That is a hell of a revenge.
But that was not enough for me. I met up with his former business partner through a former employee who especially hated my uncle.
I would say that should have been enough.
Yeah.
Honestly, no.
Plenty.
I even understand why he did it for real. It sounds like this guy was an absolute piece of shit. Because, I mean, but that should be enough, dude.
No, it should definitely be.
That's more than enough.
I think once you do
his whole life.
Yeah.
To say that's not enough, that wasn't enough for me. Now you have verged on that you're a pretty bad person yourself. I can even understand the first version.
He fucked somebody else. He was doing shitty things. He deserved what he got. Yeah. But then you're done.
Don't be a sore winner.
No.
Right. Act like you've been there before.
Right. I told a former employee who especially hated my guts, and I told him everything, and that the employees are willing to testify against him in court, and he agreed to filing a lawsuit.
But he's already homeless. Like, what?
I know. This is what a nuclear revenge looks like.
Yeah.
The cherry on the top came when his ex-wife testified that he threatened her safety and her kids' safety if she did not let him put the assets in her name by force, and she literally pulled out phone recordings that she had of him being abusive and him saying that he will kill them all if she did not let him basically use her as a tax.
Well, God, see that, man, that, you know what, I hate to say it, it got, the pendulum swung back around, dude. If he was saying shit like that, he deserves even more. I mean, now this guy, having said it, this guy didn't know this, and I don't like that he did it. But now knowing this dude is a bad fucking
he
dude.
deserved what he got.
Yeah.
Okay, but he got hit by 15 years in jail so fast that he couldn't even comprehend what happened before he was on his way to the slammer. He will never see his family again. He will never have his fortune back. Just to rub some more insult to injury, I visited him a year ago, and I just said one sentence. This would have never happened if you just did not call me a loser.
See, that's stupid, by the way. That's stupid, by the way, for one, because you're dealing with a dude like that. Now, by doing
15
that,
years in prison. Yeah, he's thinking about
he never knew where it came from. Stupid to do that. Because now, honestly, if you think you don't have to look behind your back the rest of your life, you're wrong.
Oh, absolutely.
This guy has nothing to lose, dude. Nothing to lose at that point. 15 more years and go ahead.
Rightfully so. I honestly, like, it is a weird thing, go back and forth where it's like, yeah, that uncle's a piece of shit, he deserved it. And then you're like, well, this kid is just, he's taking it too far.
They're both assholes in the end. Because and him, he's stupid. He is stupid by doing that. Because, dude, that guy has nothing to lose. And for you to give him the hint of who did it to him, what are you doing? For your own benefit, for your own anxiety? Like, dude, you literally,
seriously, like, he's coming after you.
Yeah.
I would.
And I don't blame him.
I'd kill my little nephew for that.
If this uncle posted a revenge story later on about, like, I killed my nephew after he destroyed my family.
To be continued.
Yeah.
So
that's a dumb move.
So if we have any final thoughts, I would say revenge is...
I like petty revenge. I think that...
The problem with revenge is that it keeps going.
Right.
Yeah, it doesn't end.
That's why small petty revenge is fine to me. I understand why people do it, but large scale, you're asking for...
Yeah.
You know, even if
you have to kill the other person.
And you have to not reveal yourself.
Yeah, that was retarded, for sure.
All right.
So,
okay. So, Eric, I believe it is your episode next week. What are we doing?
Because I'm a boomer and I come from the day of writing things down, I thought about how I have about like 5 to 7 notebooks from way back in the day of like premises that I wrote for jokes and like sets that I did and stuff like that. So I'm not gonna look at them. I'm gonna open them up and we're just gonna discover together what some of these jokes I thought were funny.
I'm totally down for that. That sounds great.
Because I stopped writing, I think, by the time I got about a few years ago. But a lot of them are stuff from 7-8 years ago. So it'll be interesting to see. And maybe there'll be something in there. Maybe there'll be something in there to work with. I don't know. But just as I said before at the beginning when Scott said that, the really big thing is if we all could appreciate liking and subscribing our pages, like our Facebook page, our YouTube channel, stuff like that. Reviews on Spotify make a big deal. That really helps us out. I do, the still doing the Biggie comedy venture, even though we're off the road. And what I've switched that to is a situation where me and Amy, I'm just telling Amy some humorous stories from my life to kind of keep it rolling through the summer. So those are still out there. And also Tyler has been doing these live art,
check them out. I was just gonna say, it's called Color My Art. I do it every Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You get to color a piece of art with me, so collaborate with me and do that shit. It'll be really fun. It's been fun the last 4 weeks, and this will be our 5th one.
You know, it's been really cool and it's been growing.
Yeah, so check that out.
All right.
All right, that's it.
Guys, next week.
Bye. God
Bye.
damn, I have a